Good morning, my friends. It's another one of those days where it's just coming down out here. So it's the perfect day to talk about quad of the year and what drone fit the bill for just everything. The number one drone on my channel in 2025. It's almost New Year's anyway, so a couple weeks coming up, 2026. I think this is the perfect time to talk about it. So let's go inside where it's dry. So let's talk about it. In this box right here is the drone that I selected. Out of all of the drones that I have reviewed this year in 2025, and we've had some good ones. We've had some amazing ones. We've had some amazing 7-inch. We've had some amazing 5-inch. I'm also going to pick a runner up to quad of the year. And this year, we have something outside the 5-inch category. A lot of times, it seems that a 5-inch quad will win quad of the year. And this year, it's in this tiny little box. It does say Geprc on the front, but I think I should go ahead and show you which one we've selected for quad of the year. And let's talk about the reasons why. Now, the quad of the year on my channel is the Geprc Darkstar22, and it is the Darkstar22 with DJI 04 on board. And let's just get into right away why did this quad win over something like a 5-inch right now? A lot of people, primarily the main size in the FPV community still is a 5-inch drone. And typically over the past 5 years, we've always had a 5-inch as the winner, or a 7-inch, mainly because that was the most popular category and we were picking from that most popular category. But in recent years, things have changed, and dramatically so much that things are going more sub 250, under 250 grams seems to be more popular all the time. But that's not the reason why this quad won. And I'm going to give you a bunch of reasons why. And the first one is the diversity of this quad. Number one, like we spoke about, under 250 grams. Now, secondly, this quad gave us the best video this year for indoor FPV that I've ever seen on my channel. It was the smoothest and it was unexpected to me. When I flew it around the kitchen and I did that orbit around the chandelier like you guys have seen me do thousands of times with different drones on this channel. Now, when this one went around the chandelier, I didn't even know how good it was going to be until I looked at the video after the fact. And then when I put it up on the screen, I was amazed at how smooth it was. So I knew right away, if you are going to do indoor professional videos, that this one would absolutely hands down get you the best video with the stock tune that's on here. So that's amazing from Geprc. And partially it has to do with the way that they sort of suspended this VTX system all the way front to back on the top of this quad. Not only do you have a camera suspended system on here, you also have a little bit bigger motors, and this gives it the duality of being able to do indoor cinema videos and go outside and freestyle this drone in a smaller space than you could with a 5-inch. So it has more versatility for people who live in more urban environments. If you wanted to fly somewhere it was a little more congested, there's more people around, things like that, you're not going to scare the Karens as much with this drone. So it will freestyle, it will Matty flip, it will power loop, it will split S, it will pretty much do any kind of freestyle move that you throw at this quad. So they have the power to weight ratio right with these motors. They're 1104 motors, and this one is different than the 16. The 16 is a little bit smaller. That one's running a 2S battery, whereas this one's running a 3S. So that just one little cell upgrade with 1104s on here gives you full freestyle capability. And so they nailed it there with this one. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, what about the Pavo 20, the Pavo 20 Pro? People love that one. And that one is also a great choice. But this one is a better choice, in my opinion. So that's what you came here for. You came here for my opinion. Now, otherwise, you have built-in LEDs. You have a carbon frame also in the box. I got an additional frame, and I'm not sure that that comes with the one that you're going to buy. Possibly it might, because there is a box that goes in the very bottom of this box that is the additional prop guards in here. You don't get an extra carbon frame because they're expecting that you're not going to break that, but they do give you a total extra set of the plastic parts. And this is a gray option instead of that bright orange. If you don't want Karen orange on your quad, you can change it out to something more subtle. That's that's up to you. But I love the power system on here. I love the fact that this one's not the light version, so it gives me the cinema capability. So I could go outside with this one, and I could do full out cinema style video with this quad. And I believe that the 3S battery is going to give me a little bit longer flight time than the 2S cousin to the versions of this quad out there. So I think they nailed it on everything from the injection molded plastic parts, the subtle sort of square, what we call the ham sandwich design carbon frame on the bottom, and using the medium style mid-size grommets on here with a slit on the side for you to be able to get those grommets in. Years past, we've had to fiddle with a driver to get the grommets through a tiny little hole in the frame, and that's just a pain in the butt. So they thought about that here, and they put just a little tiny slit in those holes around the top of the suspension, which it saves you a lot of time if you do crash and break this off the frame itself. So easy access to the flight controller in here. It is the Taker flight controller. It is an AIO. They also eliminated the USB port on here, which sometimes, if you have bad luck, you can break that off by plugging in a USB a little bit hard on it, and so there's repair videos out there on how to put those back, but in this case there is a plug-in USB port, and a lot of times with Cinewhoops it's hard to get the USB cable in there anyway because you have the motor blocking the frame, and they're just hard to get to. So plugging that in gives you a little wire extension out the bottom, and then you can easily plug in your USB cable. It also has a recessed XT30 in the very back, which I like, and it does have the dual antenna setup and sort of a mid-range type of receiver on here. This is the ELRS from Geprc. Geprc makes their own ELRS receivers. And just underneath the frame right here in the very center of the quad is where they have the VTX suspended. And this is the 04 Pro, like we talked about. And we're facing, on December 23rd, we're facing the possible restriction of these components. So, we may be limited or not able to get the 04 Pros in 2026. So some of the ones that are actually available for sale right now may be some of the last ones that you can possibly get. So I implore you to get yourself an 04 Pro. If not on this quad, get it on some other quad, but get yourself a good collection of these 04 Pros, because these cameras are really nice and it eliminates the need for GoPro on there, so or other micro cam on top. It has beautiful Rocksteady 2.0 video on here, and it will absolutely bring you home some professional video if that's what you're looking for, say an alternative to some other type of DJI type drone or Autel drone that you're filming with professionally. But aside from all the professional performance of this drone, it's just a fun drone. Like, it actually rips out in my backyard. And I did some of the craziest dives with it, power loop. I mean, I went into a split S into a power loop. It will transition from one freestyle maneuver to the next very smooth. If you're a better pilot than me, you could probably make some insane videos with this quad and have fun doing it. And that's what this channel is all about. It's an RC hobby channel. We're an FPV channel. We're a plane channel. We're a car channel. But mostly we're all about FUN, as I keep saying on the channel. Now, we should talk about the runner-up to this quad. And you also want to get in on that giveaway that's coming up December 15th. If you like, comment, subscribe on this video, you can get entered to win the 5-inch I'm giving away, the FPV starter kit, the RC car, as well as a Jumper T-Pro controller that's ELRS, and the 1S long range HGLRC Recon 3 sitting over there. So what is the runner up to this quad? The runner up to this quad is a 5-inch, and you've seen it hanging on the wall here for quite some time on the channel recently. And it is this guy right here. So this is from iFlight, and this is the iFlight NAZGUL Evoque V3. This is the Dead Cat version. It is also DJI 04. We have another DJI 04 on here. And this one has the addition of GPS, but the way that this is constructed, this is one of the nicest made 5-inch bind and flies you can literally buy out there right now. Probably even better than my Mark V. And I know when I first flew the Mark V, I really, really loved it. And I would say this one flies just as good as the Mark V, if not a little bit faster, but also has such a build quality to it that everything is all encompassed and it feels rock solid. And one of the things that I thought right away when I got this one was that no company in the US makes something this solid and this nice. Like if you hold it in your hand, you will just feel how solid it feels, how well made it is. All the hardware on here is really nice. It doesn't strip, which I've had some cheaper Chinese hardware tons of times on the channel that have stripped. You got to put the driver in, and all of a sudden you can't get that driver to turn anymore because it's stripped. So getting an M3 bolt out is not a lot of fun. So this one is definitely high on the list this year, and I guarantee if you get either one of these drones, you will really enjoy either one of these coming up in 2026. So these are two of my best picks for 2025. In the end of the year, we're finally here. We're finally able to talk about Quad of the Year, and Geprc has stolen the award of Quad of the Year. Absolutely, hands down. If you get one of these, the Darkstar22, you will absolutely love it. And it's just cool with the LEDs and everything they have built in to this one, and the simplified frame and top structure. I love everything about the design and the look of it, and mostly the performance. And the performance and the fun factor is one of the reasons why it's Quad of the Year this year. So if you're looking for an awesome one, you can check this one out. If you're looking for a 5-inch, grab yourself the NAZGUL Evoque V3. Very, very sweet bando ripper. Very, very solid. And this time it comes with GPS. So pretty cool. Both of these quads are on the top of the list this year. And if you want to see more videos or more top fives, we'll have a few more coming out before the end of the year. So be sure to subscribe on the channel. Check out the website if you want to grab this one. I put this one up for grabs for about $100 less than retail. So this one right here is going to go to somebody's home. Somebody's going to get to be the lucky owner of this one. But guys, take care. I'm Justin Davis. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.